I'm now going to introduce Martin Locke, the Executive Director of the Capitals Coalition, which is a global collaboration that's redefining value to transform decision-making. So Martin, over to you, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Robin, and apologies that I run a little bit late for practical reasons because my calendar was not adapted to summertime and wintertime. So apologies for that. At the same time, to be honest, I'm glad I was late because the story that Carol just shared with all of us is so better a start for this meeting in Canada around natural capital, integrated capitals, then would be a story from my side, here from the Netherlands, on the old mainland in Europe, far, far away from Canada. And I fully agree with what you just said, Robin, that several of the words that Carol used are so full of wisdom, everything as spirit, seeing the whole. That's kind of more and more forgotten in many situations and many organizations, which is the key of many of the problems. And seeing the whole, that's really what we need to bring back. And as a matter of fact, you could also say that seeing the whole, making the whole visible again, is the key aim of the Capitals Coalition. And as Robin said, we are a global collaboration. We started in 2012. We had a couple of other names between now and 2012, but I don't think that's too important to dive into. But we started in 2012 with businesses, finance organizations, governments, civil society organizations, standard setters, with this joint goal and aim to make the whole visible again. We formulated it a little bit differently. So we want that all of society, business, finance, and government again include the value of nature and people into their decision making. But again, to me, that is rephrasing, seeing the whole, and making sure that the spirit that is embedded in everything, whether alive or dead material, that we make that visible again. So in order to do that, what we've done as Capitals Coalition over the years, we created the Natural Capital Protocol, and a little bit later, the Social and Human Capital Protocol, which are guidance documents, frameworks that help business and finance to bring back the value of nature and people into their decision-making processes in a very consistent way. So it's a guidebook with 9 steps to dive into what are the values that you really need to take into account. How can you understand how you impact and depend on nature, on people, on social structures? And together with the Natural Capital Protocol, as well as the Social and Human Capital Protocols, we've published sector guides, we've published or made available a toolkit. There is a wide range of best practices available on our website to build upon. And this is all brought together by a global community, front runners that really have the passion to improve the way how we deal with nature and people. And yes, the Capitals Coalition is a global community, but that doesn't mean that we don't value the importance of also having our feet on the ground. And in that respect, the hubs that we started in 2016 around the globe, hubs which are collaborations of our partners in specific countries or regions that have said to each other, we believe we also support this aim of the Capitals Coalition, and we want to work on that in our own country, being Spain, being Scotland, being the West African region, being Brazil, and now also being Canada. And we collaborate with those local partners because that's the way how we get practice from the ground and accelerated in Canada or in one of the other countries that I just mentioned. So for us, the hubs are an integral part of our community and a growing important part of our community, because that's how we can get the implementation, the action on the ground accelerated most efficiently. And today, and we started this last week already, is also an important moment. It's not only the first time that the Capitals Coalition Hub in Canada hosts this important event, but it's part of a global dialogue series. And I think that that's important to also share with you. So a couple of years ago, around 2017, 18 and 19, we hosted collaboration days as Capitals Coalition. On one spot, we brought together 200-300 people to discuss where are we with implementing capitals. Nowadays, we think that's not how we should continue to do business. We cannot bring a couple of hundreds of people to one place on the earth while the community is growing so fast and so fast. So this year, for the first time, we run a series of events. And a little bit earlier today, there was a session in Brazil on the need to make it mandatory for business and finance to assess and disclose their impacts and dependencies on nature. A couple of days ago, there was a session in Turin, in Italy, where there was a discussion about how can we create better links between disclosure on natural capital and social capital, and the approaches that we are implementing in those different realms. There's a meeting in India going on currently, having discussions around sustainable development and implementation and the role of capitals assessment as part of that. And the other day, yesterday, we had a meeting where Western Africa, several countries came together to have discussions on this same topic. So what you see is meetings around the globe with enthusiastic people that really want to dive into this and that want to bring back a realization in everyone's hearts that there's a spirit everywhere, and that only if we see the whole and only if we collaborate, that's what I would like to add to that, we will make the world a better place. So with that, I thank you again, Robin, and all the others, Jay, David, many others that are organizing this fabulous event. Handing over back to you, Robin, looking forward to the discussions to follow.